Shock. Mcmaster on Warpath to fire even more Potus loyalists without Trump's knowledge. When it comes to purging Trump loyalists from the White House, H.R. Mcmaster is only getting started this week. The Gateway Pundit reported Mcmaster fired Ezra Cohen, Watnick, and Rich Higgins, and is reportedly on a warpath to fire even more officials from the White House over the next 2 weeks. Washington Free Beacon reports an ongoing staffing purge being conducted by White House National Security Advisor H.R. Mcmaster has thrown the West Wing into chaos, according to more than a half a dozen Trump administration insiders who told the Washington Free Beacon that Mcmaster has been targeting longtime Trump loyalists who were clashing with career government staffers and holdovers from the Obama administration. The purge is part of a larger drama unfolding inside the administration between veteran Trump staffers committed to the president's campaign vision of draining the swamp in Washington and entrenched bureaucracies seeking to maintain control over policy decision-making, according to these sources, who said that many of these actions against his supporters are being conducted without Trump's knowledge. The Trump staffers fired by Mcmaster had repeatedly clashed with career government staffers and holdovers from the Obama administration on issues as diverse as military strategies for Syria and Afghanistan, whether to tear up Obama's landmark Iran deal, the controversial détente with Cuba, the U.S. role in confronting Islamic radicalism, and the Paris Climate Accord, according to these sources. More purges are said to be on the way, according to multiple insiders who described a list of at least 4 other senior NSC officials Mcmaster intends to target. Other sources confirmed the likelihood of more purges but disputed some details on that list. Mcmaster basically has this list, and over the next 2 weeks, he's going to phase out more senior officials loyal to Trump, said one administration insider intimately familiar with the upheaval occurring at the White House National Security Council. They're taking out people who were chosen to best implement the president's policy that he articulated during the campaign. The battle between globalist and nationalist factions is reaching a boiling point amid a number of recent resignations and firings. Following the resignations and removals of Reince Priebus and Sean Spicer and Anthony Scaramucci, The Atlantic is now reporting NSC official Rich Higgins, a member of the national faction of the White House, was fired after penning a memo outlining the deep state threats facing President Trump. The Hill reports The Atlantic reported Wednesday that Rich Higgins, who served as the Director of Strategic Planning in the NSC Strategic Planning Office, was removed from his post on July 21st for writing the memo which alleged the leftist, globalist Islamists and so-called deep state actors are engaged in political warfare against Trump. Through the campaign, candidate Trump tapped into a deep vein of concern among many citizens that America is at risk and slipping away. The memo reads, "Globalists and Islamists recognize that for their vision to succeed, America, both as an ideal and as a national and political identity, must be destroyed." Higgins, whom The Atlantic noted is seen as an ally of White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon, had only served on the NSC for a couple of months before his ouster. Since taking on the National Security Advisor role, Mcmaster has reportedly worked to rid the NSC of political elements. Higgins's memo was reportedly authored in late May and began circulating among people outside the White House associated with Trump's campaign. It isn't clear how McMaster became aware of the memo's existence. Higgins was told by Deputy National Security Advisor Ricky Waddell on July 21st that he was being removed from the NSC. According to the Washington Free Beacon, Adam Credo, McMaster is said to have gone on the Warpath over the disclosure of that memo, according to one source. National Security Advisor H.R. Mcmaster has fired yet another Trump loyalist who was originally brought on board by former National Security Advisor General Flynn. Ezra Cohen Watnick was the Senior Director for Intelligence on National Security Council and has been dismissed as the purge continues. The Atlantic also reported earlier Wednesday that NSC official Rich Higgins, a member of the national faction of the White House, was fired after penning a memo outlining the deep state threats facing President Trump. Conservative Review reports Ezra Cohen Watnick, the Senior Director for Intelligence on the National Security Council, has been dismissed from the White House. Two senior administration officials who are not authorized to discuss personal matters told Conservative Review on Wednesday. Cohen Watnick, 31, was originally brought on board by former NSC Chief General Michael Flynn. National Security Advisor H.R. Mcmaster has in the past attempted to rid the council of Cohen Watnick, but was overruled by President Trump, Steve Bannon, and Jared Kushner. He has been described as an Iran hawk who wanted to revamp counter-Iran efforts in the Middle East and sought to reform the intelligence community to rein in the deep state of unaccountable bureaucrats with rogue agendas. Cohen Watnick is the latest Trump loyalist to be fired by General McMaster, whose Security Council continues to be overwhelmingly staffed with Obama holdovers, almost all of whom have retained their positions. Oh, gee, this is serious stuff. Trump better get in there and fire this criminal, because he is taking everything apart, and get the people that are loyal to him back in there and get this criminal and all the Obama people out of the office. Let Trump go on a firing. He's good at firing. Take this one and anybody that's a holdover from the Obama administration, everybody out. That's it. Who is this person? How did he get in the first place? That's what I'd like to know. Trump approved of this animal here? I mean, it's beyond words here. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.